Hello, we're going to service this one. So get on the ramps and we're going to get a service. So, got our jack stands in place, we're going to drive her up and get on with it. All up now. So, this is everything we're going to need. Oil filter, fuel filter, air filter, and lights. As I'm going to be replacing the seal, we're going to, replace, So I need to buy one of these. So I've got this from Mercedes, and so that's a copper seal, and this is going to be our pump. I'm going to extend this, make it larger. This engine is nice and hot because I've just got back from work, and as we got a bit of daylight, we're going to smash this out now, as it's about 100 miles overdue now. It's not too bad, but still. And here's our oil. So let's do this. So we're going to take our dipstick out, give a bit of a wipe down, and we're going to put that to the side. Up there. Good enough place. So just to be a fanatic, I'm even going to give it a little bit of a wipe and just leave the tissue on top of it. No harm, no foul, right? So we're going to stick this down here, hopefully. Make sure it's not too hot for it. This will be alright. And to be honest with you, it always pays to remove the cap as well, because it allows air to travel and you get better suction. Let's just release it again. Let's see what the condition is. Like I said, I don't know how resilient this stuff is. We're going to get a pump. This is my cheapy drill. I haven't got my expensive one is actually just over the corner, but there's no need to have anything too powerful for this. Here comes the oil. For you. Oh. Before I make a mess of myself, try and make sure you guys are in place. You can see once I spin it, there it comes. So it's filling up. We've got to keep on doing this until 10 litres hit. Good results. All the oil's coming out. Well, it's up to the brim, so then, yeah. But like I said, it's only my cheapy drill. Don't need nothing too fancy. To be honest with you, if you do something very powerful, it might even just, it might burn out the pump. And I'm just going to fill it just on the second ridge next to the oil cap. So just here, I'm just going to fill it straight there. There we go. Right, so that's one part of it. Oh, that. Move this out of the way. Let's replace the oil filter. We're going to get our under tray off. We got, so we have 4 bolts. I'll put these bigger ones because this has been rubbing around. As you can see, I've been leaking a little bit of oil. That's just out with the seal, so no harm done. So that's why I didn't quite make 10 exiting out. So we're going to put that on loosen and take this off. And believe it or not, I've got these sockets from B&Q actually. Yeah. Wonder wipes, great for oil. even greasy hands. Amazing stuff. Can be a little bit acidic to your hands though, so be careful if you're skin sensitive. Yeah, sorry this video is not that interesting today, but you know, because once you guys figured out how to do this out with yourself, I'm putting YouTube videos out there for to do servicing yourself, and you save a lot of money. You save a lot of money. So yeah, let's give this a good clean up. The bolt itself is a 13mm. So we're going to give this a crank. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Give that a crank over. Just a little tub just to collect any droplets that comes off. Fine enough, I've got to clean my driveway. This is a bit oily from previous stuff. There we go. No oil, nothing. Just a little drip. But as you can see, no oil's coming out of that. That's not too shabby. That's why it leaked, because obviously the seal was shot. So we're going to replace that seal. New seal. There you go, new seal on there. Just a little copper O-ring. Nothing too fancy. Got that from Mercedes as well. Well, there's the dry little plug, and I think I'll put that on YouTube somewhere, looking about. Righty tighty. Oh, for something. Oh damn, that's not too bad. Yeah, righty tighty. So now oil filter is down here. For oil filter, you're going to be needing this socket. So this will slot straight on top of it. An 84mm socket. So this is what this one is. And this one is, I think I got this one from Amazon. I think it's a laser one. So it goes on there, like so. And you unscrew it. So you pick it up, like so. Give it a little bit of a tap. Put it even upside down. I'm going to do that too. And there's the old filter. You know, don't smell bad at all actually. Brand new oil filter. This has a small little O-ring here. Replace it. It comes with one. Replace it. Right. But yeah, you just get under it. Remove the socket. Right. So grab that seal. Ah, come on. I don't care if you even tear it, just get off. Yeah, the new one literally just rolls on top of it. And don't do what I did in the past when I first got this car. When I first bought this car, the first oil change I gave it, I put the seal in this little seat here. Like there's a little space here and here. The oil sits in this one, not here. I put it there and oil just went, it pissed out of it. It was amusing at one time because I had a guy with me, one of my uncle's friends, funny enough, and it actually pissed on him. It was rather amusing to watch. Even though I did actually tell him, don't stand there. He stood there. Yeah, so you just get it in there. So yeah, I don't care what anyone says. We're going to get a bit of oil and, whoops, that's a bit much. Oopsie daisy. But yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Put a bit of oil around your seal. It just helps lubricate it. So when you pull it on, you know, it doesn't actually, so it's not actually going to nip or anything and cut it when you're screwing it on. It is between you and, it is between the outside of the elements, this seal, so, you know, there's a lot of pressure that goes in here. Trust me, I know. We found out the hard way to find out how much pressure was actually coming out of it, because it actually squirted out, went straight up to the bonnet hatch there. Yeah, like I said, it was amusing. So give it a bit of a roll it on, make sure it's all on there, nice and firm, see? So you've got the cylinder. Yeah, so having the having these wipes is handy. Just like I say, as long as you're not skin sensitive, then you should be all right to have them. But like I said, when you're messy, such as myself, and yeah, I'm just going to shove it on there. So there we go, oil filter, nice and seated. And just for old time's sake, I'm going to get a bit of oil and just pull it in there a bit. So at least it gets a little bit of oil. And then it just goes on. And be careful that there is a cable here, funny enough. So yeah, there is a cable right there. So be careful you don't nip it. Don't have any more accidents, don't we? So, got a socket on there. You can even tighten up by hand if you want, just for the time being. Oh, put this on tighten. And give it a few turns. And just get that little good nudge. And if you want to feel a little bit particular, give it a feel, make sure you don't feel no rubbery bits. So make sure you haven't actually made that mistake. If you did, and then, well, touche. I've been there, done that, haven't I? Ugh, but yeah, I have done that, haven't I? If you nip up a bit, and then you know for certain if you've done it wrong. But like I said, it's not the end of the world. You can always go and get another one, but just hope you're like me. You're close to a Mercedes dealership. So to me, it's not actually that far away, but I do have work in the morning, so doing this at this time and something to go wrong, it's not a good idea. So give it a few nudges, make sure it's on there, and that's good. Next stage is we're going to put the oil inside the engine, which is through the oil filler cup, which is here. And yeah, let's do that. So we're going to pour in the oil. I am going to use the funnel. Change my mind, I am. Good funnel. Use the funnel. Drink, my girl. Have your blood transfusions. But yeah, it's always handy to actually keep it on the side, so then you don't get glug, 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 glug. Next oil, because we moved all of the oil, so now it should be a full 10 litres. But what I'm going to do is, just so everyone is happy, we're going to put a little bit more in here. Just a half of it, and then we're going to roll the car back. We're not going to start up the engine, of course. Just roll it back. So then we can do the fuel filter as well. So, let's do this. So, we're going to roll it back. We're going to roll it back, and we're not going to start the engine. We're just going to turn on the ignition so then we can get it out of park and just roll it back. There we go, not the end of the world. But yeah, there we go, not the end of the world. Just rolled it back, just, you know, pull her out of park, and I'll just turn the key to 1. It allows the parking brake to, release, and then release the handbrake, and it just rolls back without even starting the engine, without even getting the ignition on. So not too bad. But yeah, so we're just gonna top it up now. We're even gonna check the oil level before we go any further. Before I make even more. So, I just didn't have to do that, but hey ho, I do. Alright. But yeah, so we're just going to check the oil level. See where we're sitting, right at the bottom. So where the level line is, don't know if we can see that there. There we go. But yeah, it's just at the bottom at the moment, so it's not too bad, not too shabby. But then also it's nice and clean. It's not black, as diesels typically do. And just for your, just for some people's, people just to be aware, I just dripped oil on my alternator like a numpty. But yeah, just for people to be aware, if you're worried about, let's say you're a new diesel owner and you're worried about your oil being black, that is normal. That is actually very normal for diesels to become black very soon, quickly. But it can take a fair amount, so it won't go black instantly. After, especially when you just change it. Let's say you just buy one and it's nice and it's all black, and you have to be an experienced diesel owner to actually know what the smells are, because you can get like a little bit of a pongy smell. If it's quite pongy, let's say like a little bit burnty, and then most likely that engine is burning oil. And let's say if it's like this, it still smells like engine oil but it's black, most likely it's been done relatively recently, like maybe like 2,000 miles maybe it's been done. So you know like that, nice and clean. After I made a mess, we're going to check the dipstick again, make sure she is full to the brim. I know we lost all of our light, which is kind of a shame. It's in there. There we go. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah. It's right to 2/3 ways up, just about. It's just past the halfway mark, basically. Just past the halfway mark. Yeah. That's not bad. See, like that. A little bit blacky, but that, it's going to have oil in there, some shape or form, like smears of it, so it's going to get a little. And we actually pumped out it all. So we put our oil cap back on, make sure it's nice and tight. We don't want to have any oil spilling and go on the alternator and napping that. Don't want that to happen. Not much more than I already did. Hey-ho. Next up, fuel filter. Air filter I will do shortly. Not the end of the world. Never heard of this brand in my life, but I got it from Jeep Chrysler, funny enough. On eBay. I think it was about, this set was 47 quid, sorry. And the oil was about £25. And all on eBay. Not too bad. Not too cheap. The last one I got from a car parts place, and yeah, it's about 200 quid. Bit expensive. So, next up. So, we're going to need our PVC valve out of the way, because we are going to have to get under here. So we have to remove this. Yes, essentially you should be doing these seals, but yeah, so to remove these should be 7. So this one is a 8mm, no 7mm, sorry, the turbo. Yeah, that's loosened. Why not? And getting a flathead. Oh yeah, so getting a flathead for that little clip, handy, but I do actually have a, you can use a interior prying tool. It's actually quite useful actually, when you need it. But yeah, you just take it out, stick it out of the way. You can, this is also a 7mm. But yeah, so it's 2 7mm, unless you really want to remove it from the airbox, doesn't really matter which order you want to do it in, just as long as it gets off. But obviously it is plastic, older car, plastic is brittle. A little bit of a wiggle, and here it comes. So there she is. Make sure everything's seated properly. Smells lovely. No oil back there. Bit of seepage there, but that's from the PVC valve. All normal. Nothing to prance about. To get off these, I believe there are actually 7mm again. And you do have to be careful with these pipes because they can split, and when they do, and then yeah, bit of a problem. So remove, just going to loosen these off. And there is a trick actually. You don't have to remove the housing. There's a little screw here. There it is. And that is Allen's key. It's number 5. So it's this one. 5 Allen key. Allen keys. You know, we always like to steal Allen's keys. Yeah, pull on our socket. Stick it in there. But yeah, loosen her off. Should be just enough. But yeah, so we loosen her off, loosen these pipes even more. Right. So, this is the way it's going to be sitting. You can see this. But yeah, so this is the way it should be sitting, and you can see this should be for this line here. No, right. This is for the bottom line, which is down there, and this is for the top one, which is here. And that is obviously for individual banks. So, there it comes. So we have to do kind of a 2 reverse street here, trying to remove them. So we've got to try and remove this, and I would stay away from using screwdrivers for this job. Just because, you know, just to avoid it breaking further. So if it does break, and then, you know, pretty much cocked, and, you know, if it doesn't, and then, oh, there we go. That's one. But yeah, as you can see, that I'm using my fingers on this one. Yeah. There we go. No one says it's a clean business. Just going to wipe the hands a bit. There we go. But like I said, it's not a clean business. But once you do it yourself, though, you know, you feel pride that you've done something. You know, you've done something physical. You know, you've done some good work. Here she comes. Yeah, there we go. One oil filter off. And this is a Bosch one. And now reassemble. So, don't think there is any markings that tells you which direction it goes, but in hindsight, as long as you put it roughly back where it is, give it a good old wiggle, preferably. This appears to be bigger. There we go, if in doubt, give it a whack. So that's that in. Do the other one, exactly the same system. But yeah, your smaller line, which will be going towards here, that'll be your outlet. This line will be your inlet. And just give it a good old wiggle until it's all the way home. And tighten her up. But yeah, this car, not too bad to work on. You just put everything back, nice and simple, and you tighten up this little screw here, so then it doesn't go anywhere, but then again though, it's kind of in there really tight. Mind you, I think that'd be good enough. You don't need that screw to particularly too tight, because all it's doing is just housing it, and that fuel filter's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, so like I said, it's not going anywhere in particular, so doesn't need to be tight, not overly anyway. So we just put our seals back on. It all looks all right because, like I said, it was I haven't changed the filter yet, but I am going to give them a clean. But yeah, it's always a good thing to give a good wipe down. See, a little bit of oil just goes past the seal. But generally though, you do need to be careful of this, because these do have a tendency of breaking very easily. So we're just going to give her a bit of a nip up. There we go. But yeah, so nice and tight. So these sockets are now done, and we're just going to get our little plastic clip here, pull it out because I'll pull it in, but still, so you just pull it out, nice and simple, and shove it in there, and clip it. There we go. Not going anywhere, nice and tight. Lovely jubbly. So yeah, so before we do the air filter, we're just going to prime the system, and I'll show you how to do that. So to prime the system, nice and simple, turn on the key. Simple. That's all you need to do. Now it's now filling up. But yeah, as you can see, so it's just filling itself up. So yeah, nice and simple. But like, so it's not actually difficult at all. You can do this. But yeah, as soon as you hear the pump, you kind of hear the pump running from the inside the tank. But yeah, it's not far. It should be ready to fire soon, after I put the air filter in. So let's do that. But yeah, I'm just going to leave the pump running, so it primes itself up. And we're just going to do the air filter quickly, which is a very simple task. And I'll literally show you how simple it is. You've got a clip down here, so you just lift it up. Ow! Sprung my finger there. Ugh, one there, and the one by the oil filter. So one by the oil filter, a screwdriver, just to get access to it. And you just poke it through the little prong and you just lever it off, preferably. Because it doesn't come off very nicely. Yeah, just give it a bit of a wiggle. Should come off eventually. There we go. Yeah, come on. There we go. And that's the air filter. Right as rain. Look at that. A little bit dirty. Not too bad, but replacing it. Yeah, so you grab a new one and stick it back in. Yep, nice and snug. We're going to use that term. We're just going to lever her in gently but brutally. There we go. Brutally. Brutally is the way to go. 1 and 2 and 3. Which is going to need a little bit. There we go. 3. That's all 3. So that is servicing the car. We're going to fire her up and go from there. There we go. Nice and simple. Nice to do a little repair job every once in just a little bit of servicing, and it goes flawlessly. But yeah, started like a dream. All service, new oil, new filters, happy days. So this is 300C Golf out.